So it's day 2 at the National Ploughing Championships, and we are here at the Lely stand with Brian O'Riordan. Brian, could you just take us through some of the machines that are on display here? Maybe the Lely Discovery first?
Yeah, so out here in front is the Lely Discovery. So it's a scraping option. So what the Lely is what we call a mobile barn cleaner. So it's fully autonomous and it drives around your shed on a pre-programmed route. So it's a very simple bit of technology. So the way it works here is you've got a scraper blade underneath, which is about 1 meter wide, so it cleans 1 meter at the time. And it works off of, in here we got ultrasounds, and the ultrasounds is for beaming off a fixed point. So it might be the bottom of a cubicle bed or a feed barrier or something like that, or a wall. So it starts in a charging station and it moves away from the charging station, scraping as it goes. This is for slatted floors primarily. Can do a small bit of solid floors. If there's a mixture, it works quite well. And so it leaves on a pre-programmed route using the ultrasound for distance, and also when the wheels are turning, it's counting revolutions, and with the counting revolutions, it knows how much distance it travels. It also has a gyroscope in it, which is a directional thing, the same as you would have in your mobile phone. So it knows what direction it's going. So it knows its direction, it knows its fixed point, and it finds its way around the shed, and it cleans up the cow slurry as it travels. So yeah.
And how do the cows find it, like when it starts off in the shed, or do they just get used to it? Or
it's like any floor scraping option. The first few days they will be maybe a small bit reticent of it. They might, you know, be wondering what's this, but after a while, a couple of days, they actually take no notice, and it's very well designed and very cow friendly designed, so there's no sharp edges or sharp objects that a cow can actually harm themselves on. So it's very good for keeping sheds clean, for keeping passageway clean. And if you can keep your passageway clean, you keep your cubicles clean, you keep your cows' udders clean, and you know, you've clean legs, feet, clean udders, and overall cow health tends to improve when you install one of these products.
And probably lameness as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because when people have slatted floors, they find out that there's not enough traffic. The cow has to put the slurry down with her hoof, and this scrapes it into the slat. So it gives you really nice, tidy shed. So farmers often say, you know, when I buy one of these and when they're driving around, I can walk into the shed with my boots on. I don't need Wellingtons even. It will keep it that clean.
And it obviously knows itself when to go back to its charging station. Where is it usually located in the shed then?
So you would pick maybe an end wall, and you would mount a charging station there. So the way it works, it charges 60% of the time and it dries 40% of the time. But of course it works 24 hours a day. So it's got plenty cleaning time. So you can also get one of these if the dung gets very dry. You can get one of these with a water option, and it can spray out a mist of water just to stop the slats getting slippy if you have an indoor herd during the summer or something like that.
And if you had 2 sheds maybe close in distance to each other, could this do both sheds, or can it only be programmed to one? Well,
it only has a certain amount of capacity, so it depends on the size of your shed, and you know, but it is autonomous and it can drive.
Yeah.
So if it has an alley you can go down or something like that, yes, but yeah, it would want a wall to follow to go to another shed.
Okay, so we've moved on to the Discovery Collector, Brian. Can you just take us through how it's different from the Discovery and what exactly it does?
Okay, so this is our newest scraping option. It's a really innovative product. What it does is not only is it not just a scraper like the ordinary Discovery, but it's also a vacuum pump inside. So it actually hoovers up the slurry as it goes. So it hoovers up the slurry. The slurry is stored in this part in the body of the scraper, which holds about 350 litres of slurry. So it drives along a pre-programmed route, and as it's going, it's hoovered up the slurry on a solid floor, so just ordinary concrete floor, hoovering up the slurry and storing it. It will then dump the slurry. When it goes back to the charging point, there will be a dump station there, or a dump hole, and it will dump the slurry into your slatted tank, or a flow channel or whatever, and then it will charge up again, fill up with water if you want to spray water if the slurry is getting possibly too dry, and then it goes out again on its pre-programmed route. So it's a really clever bit of technology on farms, and it's designed to be very cow friendly. Again, there's no sharp edges or anything like that, and it keeps floors absolutely spotlessly clean.
And then on slats as well, will it still work on slats? Because you said solid floor.
Yes.
It can still go on slats. And
yeah, obviously when it's driving over a slatted floor, it will start dumping as it's going, so you can actually get more capacity out of it. So as it's going over the slats, it is dumping what's in the tank and it's scraping it into the slat, so you will just see a very clean flow behind you. So it hoovers up on solid floors and it dumps over the slatted floors. So yeah.
And then what kind of is the max area or size of a shed this covers until maybe it goes over and you need another one?
Yeah. So our sales team will go and they look at the shed. So typically this is designed for 100, 120 cow house. That's the design, but it depends on the makeup of how much slats and how much solid floor you have. So if you have all solid floor, if you have 100% solid floors inside the house, it will do about 100 cows. So it depends on the ratio of drive time, of the amount of time the vacuum pump needs to be going. But contact your local Lely centre and we'll come out and we'll have a look at your farm or look at your cow house and we'll give you an option and a quote.
And then in terms of time, how long can this go before it has to go back to the charging port, and then how long does it take at the charging port until it's recharged to go again?
Okay, so it runs on a premise of 60-40, so it's charging 60% of the time, again like this one, and it's running 40% of the time. And as all our products, they run 24 hours a day, so everything we make, everything Lely makes is designed to run 24/7, so it's designed to run 24/7. So if you think 40% of 24 hours, it is cleaning an awful lot of time, so it keeps it, what it does is little and often, so it just goes around very often, keeping the floors really, really clean.
And then finally, Brian, how much is this machine and how much is this machine for?
Okay, so this machine is starting about 13,500 euros and the vacuum machine is starting about 28,500 euros. But the main savings to be got from these are the running costs. They're really, really efficient on electricity. I mean, this will run on the energy it would take to boil a kettle for the day. So it's really, really efficient on energy use.
That's great, Brian. Thank you for explaining that. That's great. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Emma.